All right, I'm gonna react to the new Charlie XCX album. I've got my axolotl bouncy ball, I've got water, I've got avocado toast. I'm gonna be eating my dinner. I'm gonna be playing the album out of my speaker. We'll see. I don't know how the whole copyright thing works. So we'll see if I can get away with uploading this uncut. And we're just gonna see. So my relationship with Charlie XCX, I let me see if all the lyrics are up for the okay, great. My relationship with Charlie XCX, I loved Brat, which is a correct opinion. Obviously, people are entitled to their opinions, but I loved Brat. I was very aware of her before, but the hyperpop genre, it just hasn't clicked with me really. Like underscores, Jane Remover, 100 gags, you name it. That genre just hasn't clicked with me for some reason. Maybe it will eventually, and maybe it won't, and that's all okay. I liked Brat because of the lyricism. I liked Brat because it was dancey, poppy. I am a sucker for storytelling, and I think that was excellent storytelling and the whole vibes around the album, everything. Before Brat, there were some songs off of Crash I liked, and I was listening to a lot of Rina Sawayama when Crash came out, and there's that song with Rina Sawayama on that album that is great. There were some songs off How I'm Feeling Now that I really loved when that album came out, Detonate and Pink Diamond. And obviously we were all there when Boom Clap came out and stuff like that. So I think her doing the Wuthering Heights soundtrack was a good pivot after Brat came out, because that was such a huge cultural moment. I know there's lots of controversy around the Wuthering Heights movie itself and adaptations itself, but on principle, doing a movie soundtrack, I think that's a good pivot. And now she's back with her next record, Music Fashion Film. I've listened to the singles. I liked Spring Summer 26, and I really enjoyed Wink Wink the most. And rock music, I think, makes sense for a good intro. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna be eating my dinner. I'm gonna listen and respond and give my first thoughts to the album, because I've got nothing to do tonight, and I took a nap way too late in the day and had an iced chai way too late in the day. And let's just get after it. So track 1, rock music.
Me and my friends, and sometimes we cry, we kiss each other, real incestuous vibes. Yeah, we're so.
I think the incestuous vibes line is funny, personally. It's so ridiculous, but I giggle whenever it comes up.
Only way to feel something hurt yourself. Yeah, maybe jump off the stage.
I don't have much to say about that track other than I think it's a good intro.
Spring, summer, 26, when the world is gonna end, no hope for any fit. Yeah, we're walking on a runway that goes straight to hell. No
the second time I've listened to the song because I try, unless I really, really, really end up loving a single, I try to just avoid singles or listen to them once or twice before the album comes out. I remember when Von Dutch came out, it did not click with me. I said, okay, cool, I'll wait till the album comes out. And then I listened to 360 once, and I liked that better. And then when All Brat came out, I thought, okay, this is fantastic. Von Dutch is not my favorite, but it's good. Anyway, listening to this again and reading the lyrics along with it, I almost got kind of emotional. What is gonna save us? I hope that she explores that later in the album. But I think this is making me a little bit emotional because I think about my personal relationship with fashion and how it's a form of expression. It could be a form of rebellion, but also it could be a expression of artistry. And yeah, I think I'll be all right if I look good in the clothes. That just deeply, deeply resonates with me because my universe can be fractured. I can be having the worst day of my life. I could be dealing with really heavy, heavy stuff. And I put on a good outfit and I say to myself, I got this. At least I look good. If nothing else, I'll go out pretty. The Notes App apology line is tragically poignant. Can't hide the fact I'd rather take the easy road. I don't believe that. I don't think she wants to take the easy road. She may have just been speaking of that in a moment. Maybe this song just came from a darker, more dismal place. But yeah, this made me kind of emotional. I don't know why. I found it to be moving, I think, because it deeply resonates as someone who really, really loves fashion, and fashion means the world to me. So yeah, let's keep it rolling.
Let's go shopping. I'll buy a handbag. I'll buy some shoes. I'll buy a smile. I'll buy some jewelry. A personality. A whole
This is
backstory.
card declined.
Card declined. Let's go shopping. I'll buy a handbag. I'll buy some perfume. A mahjong sofa. A new apartment. Jeje le couture. A whole new life. Card declined. Some short bags. Let's go shopping.
Let's go shopping.
Let's go shopping. I'll buy a handbag. Card declined. Let's go shopping. I'll buy a handbag. I'll buy some shoes. I'll buy a smile. I keep thinking about you every single day. I keep thinking about you every single thinking about you every single.
I heard this snippet and there was a gay angle to the song, but there's not a gay angle going on here. So I find that to be interesting. With the context of this song is the you just objects that she's purchasing. I keep thinking about you every single day and every single night. And she's saying, I definitely have a lot of thoughts on this. I'll let it play out and then. Alright. There's an argument to be made that a rich person making a song called Card Decline can be insensitive or tone deaf, and thinking about the notes app apology thing, I could see people interpreting this song in that kind of way, but I understand where she's coming from. I think Card Declined can... Oh, I should also be giving credits to the producers. Charli XCX, A.G. Cook, Finn Keen. It's cool to see Charli as a producer on the album because I don't think she's gotten production credits on her last few albums. I could be incorrect. This is not... She definitely could have dove deeper into this topic, so we'll see how the album unfolds. Card Declined, I think, here is a metaphor for these things aren't gonna fix me. I don't think it's her card actually being declined. But now that I'm thinking, I think it would be such an interesting angle with Spring Summer 26 talking about the end of the world, rock music talking about the dance floor being dead. I would love if this album was just a total descent into madness. I don't think it's going to be, but I would love for it to take an apocalyptic angle of just everything's going to shit, guys. Everything, we're all going down. And if there was I spent all my money because it's the end of the world, now I don't have any money angle to it, I think that would be an interesting angle. Overall, how do I feel about the song? I like it. I don't think I'm gonna return to it, but we'll see. I am an album person. I am someone who really appreciates an album. Usually there's a few songs from an album that I really end up loving. It's rare that I love every single song on an album, but I appreciate storytelling. I appreciate a cohesive image being portrayed. I appreciate and respect an album more that has 3 or 4 songs that I like, but I see that there's a clear vision, a clear storyline, but there's only 3 or 4 songs that I return to. I appreciate and respect that and admire that and treasure that more than an album that I might like 8 or 9 out of 15 songs or whatever, but I don't think it's telling a story. I think each piece of artwork holds its own value and presence and openness to interpretation. So, but I'm just saying, for my personal preferences, I'm just totally a storytelling person. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. So far, I'm vibing with it. Yeah. This is Camera. I'm excited for this one.
Chase the stars, yeah, the ones in your eyes, but let's be honest, I'm talking about the ones on the pavement. 'Cause that look, it's a bullet. It makes me question what I'm doing. And something kind of violent, daring to fail and being ugly. I'm inspired and alive, 'cause all I know is brutally honest. It's like I'm looking down the barrel of a gun. Fucking shoot me. I don't feel embarrassed even if I suck. I'm always craving an experience that feels dangerous. And maybe this is it, maybe it's what I need. Cause it's the only way to feel like I'm not actually me.
That weirdly made me kind of emotional too. I think I've just been getting emotional about everything recently. This is existential, certainly. I love being existential. I love a good French exit. That's when you leave somewhere and you don't say goodbye, right? Love that. Not a single kiss goodbye, French exit. Let's be honest, I'm talking about the ones in the pavement. Ah, okay, Hollywood Walk of Fame. Walk away, walk away. Cause that look, it's a bullet. And then we're looking at the barrel of the gun at the end of the song. I love fucking shoot me because that is so dark. But it's also talking about the camera. So, but double entendre like that. It makes me feel. I can see how people are gonna absolutely fucking hate this album. I think Charli knows that as well. And I think she enjoys being divisive. And I've heard her in interviews say that she thought a lot of people were gonna hate Brat. And sorry, I'm sniffling. There was a lot of pepper flakes on those avocado toasts. Do I want to make music? Am I being stupid if I try to be a girl on the screen when I'm turning 34? Recently, the past week, I've been thinking about acting, so I relate to this. I think I would be a good actor with my obsessive personality, lol. I think that I would enjoy memorizing lines, and that has intimidated me in the past, but I do think I would be good at it. I was a college tour guide, and I had a 15-page script or something like that. I mean, it was an hour and a half worth of information that I had to recite every day. And so I think I would have faith to be an actor. I would just really want a dramatic monologue. I think I would kill a dramatic relationship monologue. 2007.
Pop star in my bedroom like it's 2007. I can take you to heaven like it's 2007.
Rhyming 7
Pop
with
star in my
7.
bedroom like it's 2007. I can take you to heaven like it's 2007.
I like the production on this so far. Is rhyming heaven in 2007 a bunch of times in a row a little bit redundant? Sure. But I feel like she's kind of going for that on this album. There's a lot of repetition. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Pictures on the sofa become pictures on the screen, all from your apartment.
I am enjoying the guitars so far on this album. I feel like this song also is more in tune with some of the more experimental aspects of her work in the past, kind of glitchy vibes occurring. Thematically, I Can Take You to Heaven like it's 2007. What's funny is the first song I wrote was in 2008, so similar. vibes where I was dancing around my bedroom singing to myself. I think there's a lot that I connect to on this album so far. And there was a lot I connected to on her last album as well. And when I have an emotional connection to the music, that's something I am more encouraged to return to. So even if I am not obsessed with all of these songs instantly, I do think I'm going to return to the album several times. I can definitely see that people are gonna hate this.
Happiness came in a box, never meant that much before, till I met someone who knew how to balance who I am. As we know, I'm insecure. You might have missed.
We're on I'm Afraid now.
I replicate the things I learn. I don't blame him though. I'm a wife, I'm a kid, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch, I'm too drunk, I can't sleep, I can't feel, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm nothing without him.
Okay, I'm liking
this. Take the ring, take the ring.
I'm locked in.
I'm a wife, I'm a kid, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch, I'm too drunk, I can't sleep, I can't feel anything. I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. It's complicated how I feel. No, I'm not supposed to say, but it makes me believe I'm a better artist now. An excuse I tell myself to act selfishly.
Yeah.
I'm a wife, I'm a kid, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch, I'm too drunk, I can see, I can feel, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch, I'm too drunk, I can see, I can't feel anything. I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm nothing without him. What if I ruin it? Take the ring, take the ring. I don't wanna.
That one kind of gagged me. I'm not gonna lie. That one kind of gagged me. I'm a wife, I'm a kid, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch. Happiness came in a box never meant that much before until I met someone who knew how to balance who I am. Nice. Nice. This chorus is really awesome. I'm a wife, I'm a kid, I'm destroyed, I'm a bitch, I'm too drunk, I can't sleep, I can't feel, I'm afraid. I think this is a really apt follow-up to 365 Party Girl, 365 Party Girl. Kind of the aftermath of the high. To my knowledge, she didn't anticipate Brat being as successful and having this major moment that it did. She didn't anticipate that, and there was this insecurity and honesty and raw humanness expressed on that album, but then there was also the juxtaposition of the 365 Party Girl doing coke, dancing, having fun persona. But I've kind of held the conviction that partying is ultimately an empty endeavor, and perhaps this is just my own dismal outlook on being social, or just my experiences in those environments where I just feel pretty isolated. I mean, there's that one song about, I might say something stupid. That song was about leaving a party, right? Let's see. I might say something stupid. Lyrics. I look perfect for the background. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of feeling alone at a party. I think this is fantastic personally. And I like that Charlie XCX is also a producer. I really. This one left me speechless. Take the ring, take the ring. Interesting. All this pain makes me believe I'm a better artist now. Yeah, this is giving very aftermath from that high and that peak. I think I saw her say something about this being the lowest moment of her life or something like that, which is understandable because, yeah. Okay, I don't have a finish to that sentence. Let's keep going. I already want to listen to that again. So far, I think I'm liking this more than I anticipated. I went kind of with a neutral outlook on this album, which I also went with a neutral outlook before Brat came out. So let's keep going. But when I heard Brat, I was like, okay, people are gonna love this. And hearing this album, I'm thinking people are gonna hate this, but the people who love it will love it viciously. So we're on Yeah now. Okay, a lot of repetition again. Okay, this is Nothing Burger lyrically, looking like Nothing Burger lyrically.
Wait, now I wanna feel it. Yeah. Yeah. Now I wanna feel it. You don't wanna. You don't wanna. You don't wanna. You don't wanna. You don't. You don't. You might. You don't. You don't. You don't wanna. No, you don't wanna. You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to. Yeah. I used to lick cream on strawberries in the summer.
Alright. This is gonna sound crazy for an album that already has a bunch of short songs, but I do think that song could be shorter. I think it could have been a 1 minute interlude. I do like the outro when it slows down. That's about all I have to say. The production is in alignment with the production on the rest of the album so far. It fits well in the album. And that's about all I have to say about it. We're on Wink Wink now, which this was my favorite single.
Maybe I fucked your dad. You didn't get me, like you don't get me, like you don't get me, no you're dressed like a slut. It's the truth, and I gotta be honest. I'm not a bad girl anymore. When you clean, people can change.
I think that song is great. I think the verses are ridiculous intentionally. I think this album is interesting so far because its bluntness, its crassness is even more potent than it was on Brat, which the lyricism on Brat was blunt, was direct. I haven't seen the Moment movie, but I know there's a lot of sarcasm and meta analysis going on there. I do need to watch that. I think that might be fun to watch drinking with friends. Although I can't think of any of my friends that would want to drink and watch that with me. But the vibe is there. Yeah, I'm just saying that for a fact. That's the vibe of the lyricism here reminds me of rock music in the way that some of it's just totally ridiculous, like real incestuous vibes. My point is people can change. I love this chorus. This chorus is killer. The chorus on this is killer. The chorus on I'm Afraid is killer. When I first heard the song, I wasn't major on the verses, but I think the verses are growing on me because they're just so ridiculous. And I think the verses being outlandish at times, and then the chorus being more emotionally impactful. I'm not a bad girl anymore. People can change. But then we have this wink, wink, wink going on. Interesting. What does the wink, wink really mean? She's saying she's not a bad girl anymore. Wink. Maybe I'm reading into that too much. What if she's still the bad girl? The wink is, haha, don't listen to me. No, I don't think that's what's going on. Scream if you want to go faster than I sold my Porsche. That is giving the high and the low. The high of being famous and so in the public eye and just having this whirlwind, and the low of being like, y'all, I'm selling the Porsche, guys. If I had a Porsche, I don't even think I would drive it, to be honest. And I gotta be honest. Okay. Yeah, I like that song a lot. I do think this album is funny because I'm just thinking about how much people will hate it. At the end, I'll talk about why I think people will hate it and why I appreciate it. On first listen, I'm not going to say that I love an album or that I don't love an album, because sometimes I don't trust an album that I love instantly. A lot of the times if I love an album instantly, it's this high that ends up kind of dwindling. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll love an album instantly and I'll end up loving it forever. Ants from Up There is an example. Literally any Beach House album is also an example. Except for Seven. I wasn't super into Seven. Is that the name of the album? Am I dumb? Hold on. Okay, I was correct. yeah, when I heard Once Twice Melody for the first time, Bloom, Teen Dream, Devotion, those were all albums that I listened to that I instantly loved, that I still love. What other albums have I instantly loved that I still love? Most recently, So Help Me God by Kelsey Lou. The first time I listened to that album, I loved it. It was my most highly anticipated album of the year. I think I'm gonna make a video on that album because I just totally, utterly, oh my god, I showed my foot. Oh my god, I showed my foot again. I totally loved it. And in some ways it wasn't exactly what I expected, but anyway. Oh, Lord's Virgin. I love that album. When I first listened to it, I still love that album. I will defend that album down. That is another album that people hate, or they just don't get it. They think it's kind of blah in comparison to Melodrama. Anyway, I'm off topic. Let's continue.
Sometimes I wonder if you realize the way you come across is kind of crazy. Wish you could be honest about your internal dialogue. It wouldn't faze me. You like the sound of your voice, and I like the sound of mine. Every day you're suffering, but you say you're doing fine. I love the stories you tell, but I can tell that you lie. Don't fucking choke on your.
Wait, did I accidentally skip a song? Oh wait, no, I'm right. I was just looking at the wrong lyrics. We're on Persona now. Okay, this is emotional.
Imitating art, and we don't know it. You said I'm annoying, you call me your best friend, I secretly love it. I find it frustrating, sometimes I get triggered and mess from the first. You know you're right, yeah. I think I'm so clever, you think I am too. I know you see me when I see you. When you see me.
I think that was great. I think this is probably about her relationship with herself in Persona. And sometimes I wonder if you realize the way you come across, it's kind of crazy. Wish you could be honest about your internal dialogue. When it face, or this could be about someone else, or it could be about both. You like the sound of your voice, and I like the sound of my mind. Every day you're suffering. Every day I'm suffering. Totally feel that. I love the stories you tell, but I can tell when you lie. I think this would make sense in talking about her brat persona and the honesty that was in the album. But to me, the 365 Party Girl stuff, I'm not gonna say it came across disingenuous because that's not what I mean, but it came across as something unsustainable, something that will eventually be fractured to some degree. Don't fucking choke on your ego when you see me coming. I know you're performing. I know that you're hurting. Oh my god. I'd write you a letter, but you'd probably burn it, deflect it, and then shower me in adoration. You think you're so clever. I think you are too. You know I see you when you see me. Damn. This is cutting. Oh my god, only 2 more songs. I am getting kind of tired, so this is okay. Alright, let's go. Magic Little Montana.
Calling you AG in my phone book feels so special just to know
Oh, this is cute.
you know you speak my
I would cry if you died. I think that's interesting. Thinking about it's okay to cry. So I cry. So I off of Brat. This I think is interesting. Character development, I'd cry if you died. And then So I on the last album expressed this hesitation to cry, but then crying nonetheless because Sophie said it's okay to cry. I think this song contrasted with So I could talk about that for an hour. Okay, let's keep going.
but we're different. You believe me, I believe you. Thank you so much. I'm lucky 'cause you make it easy for me, easy for me.
That was very sweet. That was very sweet and very cute. I really like that song in the context of the album. Closing track. No One Lasts Forever. Let's go. I'll put the drugs in my veins. So now I'm sitting on the floor of a Parisian apartment with a French girl talking about reality. That's why I'm not scared of anyone, 'cause nothing's gonna last forever. But you need to discover that feeling of the crushing highs and lows of ego.
As I was lying there on the sidewalk, I did not think about art at all. I thought about people, I thought about life. It can turn out that, yes, some artists have created art that has really survived thousands of years, and that's fantastic. They're gone, no one lasts forever, they're dead, they're gone, no one lasts forever, they're dead, they're gone, no one lasts forever, they're dead.
All right. While that song was playing, I was looking at album of the year reviews, and so far this album has had the lowest reviews since True Romance, where Anthony Fantano gave that a 3. This album has gotten 2 4s out of 10 right now. The Telegraph and Far Out magazine gave them 4s. There were a few of her albums that got 5s, 50s. And then the lowest outlet that reviewed Brat, I'm just talking about critic scores. The lowest outlet that reviewed Brat gave it a 6 out of 10. So I was correct in thinking that people are gonna fucking hate this album, but people who love it will love it. How do I feel about it? I think it's pretty good. I need to listen to it more. I think me 5 or 6 years ago would have not liked it whatsoever. I would have thought that the lyricism is rudimentary and lackluster, but in that moment of my life I felt like my writing needs to be flowering and flamboyant, and a lot of my writing was just stupid because I had this idea that I had to be so poetic. So as my writing has evolved, I've learned to lean into humor, absurdism, and bluntness, as well as having my metaphors and my whatevers. So I don't think the lyricism on this album is bad. I think at points it is a bit repetitive. Not even I think. It is repetitive, obviously. And that he's not necessarily, oh my god, my foot. That's not necessarily my cup of tea all the time, so I have to listen to it more to see if the repetitiveness does end up bothering me or not. I need to go back and listen to Brat. I need to go back and listen to all of her work, honestly. I think the storytelling on this album is compelling. Initially, upon hearing the singles, I was apprehensive to thinking that there would be deeper layers to the storytelling overall on the album, but ultimately I do disagree with that. I think the storytelling here can be profound. I think that it's impressive to make simple lyricism profound or to make you think deeper. My initial analytical brain is predisposed to wanting, desiring things to have this deeper meaning, to dig really, really, really deep into something. And as much as I would have liked things to go deeper into the spring summer 26 direction, I do think the storytelling is deep here, and rich and complicated and darker than Brat, darker and dismal and existential, which to me shows a lot of introspection and self-awareness and makes sense in the context of having this high of your career and what comes next after that. And to me, it seems like she is introspective and reflective and maturing as a person and an artist as she's processing all of this intense life events that have been concurring. And ultimately, I think that is a poignant reflection on someone's character. I think that a sentiment like that could come across parasocial, but I think that, take a shot every time I start a sentence with I think that. Is that insufferable? Do I need to work on that of saying I think? Should I just say statements without saying I think? Let's see, let's try. I am getting a bit tired, so I'm not sure how coherent or articulate this last little bit of the video is going to be. But these are just all my initial thoughts, and I'm not gonna be too hard on myself if I'm not expressing everything exactly how. I think that is the freedom of expressing initial thoughts, because these are just my initial thoughts. It's not some hyper-focused laser on all of my analysis as I sit with something. So anyway, I don't know her, obviously, but I think that I respect this storytelling a lot, and on face value, it's reflective of someone's character and personhood, because fame can go to your head. It can make you an evil person. It can make you someone who doesn't engage with deeper personal relationships or doesn't engage with introspection of themselves, because it can be so intimidating and it can feel not necessary when you have the world on your shoulders and you're able to do anything you want. You have all this money, you have all this notoriety, you're beautiful, you're famous, you have all of this going on. She could have ridden that wave, leaned into to the commerciality. If she had followed up Brat in making an album of pop bangers that would have been more appealing to a wider range of audience, she could have pandered to her new, larger audience. But some of her OG fans may hate this album for the reason that it's so different. And hate is a strong word. They just might not resonate it because they might miss the hyper pop sound or whatever the case may be. But I think it's great. First impression, I think it's great. I'm not gonna give it a numerical score because I only listened to it all the way through. I don't want to make any conclusion of I wish some of the songs were longer and I wish the song I think I will continue to agree with I wish the song was shorter, but a lot of the songs are short here. I think it works, to be honest. To be honest, do I have any other concluding thoughts? I can see how this is going to be divisive. I respect this album a lot, even if I end up not returning to it all the time. There are some songs that I initially just adore. I'm Afraid is the one I can think of on the top of my head that I just said to myself, this is excellent. Camera is great. Wink Wink is a lot of fun. Spring Summer 26 is great. I don't remember what Persona sounds like. Is that the one about A.G. Cook? No, that's Magic Metal Montana. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. Right now on Album of the Year, it has a 75 critic score, 74 user score, which I think it'll probably stay around there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really interested to see the reception of this album. Overall, I think it's great. I think it'll probably end up in my top 10 albums of the year. Yeah. That's all. Okay, I've sat with the album throughout the weekend. Presently, it is Monday, and I'm sure I will have more thoughts as time progresses, but a few more thoughts. My favorite songs. Camera. Wink Wink. Hold on. SS26. I'm Afraid. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are 4 out of 11 songs I love. And then I like Persona, Magic, Metal Montana. I like the closing track. Rock Music is good as an opener. Card Declined, 2007, and Yeah would be my bottom 3 songs. But all in all, as an album, I really enjoy it. And I think in my reaction / review initial thoughts, I mentioned something about how an older version of me would have found the lyricism rudimentary. Like, I don't wanna. Just stuff like that. Find it rudimentary or overly simple. But I think that simplicity and directness she uses to her advantage in a way that is pretty unique. And as I've developed as a lyricist and artist, simplicity is not always bad. Simplicity doesn't make you a bad writer. And not all of her lyrics are simple. So that's not exactly what I'm saying. But I perhaps writing in prose or letting things read kind of as a journal entry, I think she weaves an intricate story that is impressive and earnest and true and human and unique to her. And I think that's extremely admirable. I think it's a unique pillar in her discography. and I think it's mature. It is an answer to some of the sentiments in Brat I found to be a little bit vapid, or yeah, just vapid, the whole 365 party girl. But also part of the shtick of Brat is contrasting the 365 party girl with Charli as a person on a deeper level, deeper struggles, stuff like that. The whole Brat exploration, I understand where that fits. And there's nothing wrong with partying and stuff. It's just not something I personally connect to. I just ultimately think that leads to a certain emptiness, and I think that music, fashion, film explores that emptiness. So Brat explores that tension, that dichotomy, how things and people can exist in multitudes. And then music, fashion, film expresses the aftermath, if that makes sense. And I didn't talk much about production. I like the guitars. I think it would have been awesome if she even went farther into the punky sound, but I enjoy the sound of the album. I enjoy the certain freedom that the album carries, and I think it's great as an album. I don't necessarily love every single song, but it's rare I love every single song on an album. I like the Olivia Rodrigo album, but I didn't love every song on there, but I really enjoy it as an album and a holistic piece. So I think those are my final thoughts. The producer in me wants to delve more into the production, but for some reason I don't have a ton to say about it. So I think I kind of went a bit into meta-analysis mode. And yeah, those are my final thoughts. I don't really have a numerical score, but maybe I will eventually. Maybe I'll review it on Album of the Year. I respect the hell out of this album. I think that it's courageous and fearless. And it takes a certain brain to be able to recognize that. So I think people will hate this album. I know I said people will hate this album. I'm being a little bit dramatic. I think that this album may not click with a lot of people in the way that some of her past work has clicked. And that's okay. That's part of being an artist. Okay, I think that's it.